talking with Talayah Stovall, who is the author of her new book, Light Bulb Moments. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Brother Rick. Thanks for having me on.
How did you come up with the idea for this book, Light Bulb Moments?
Well, a lot of times I find as I'm out in nature, walking, kind of meditating, these ideas come to me, these revelations. And much like I think when a songwriter writes a song, they hear the music in their head. I hear the light bulb moments, and as they come to me, I find that if I don't write them down, I'll forget them. And they're really great lessons for me, and I can see how they apply to other people's lives. So as I started to capture them, I realized there was a book there. And actually, this book started before the other book that you're familiar with that I had. And I just started to put all of my life lessons together. I started to include them in my newsletters, and they just seemed to resonate with people. I formally turned it into a book when I found out about a publishing contest, nonfiction contest that Hay House was having, and I decided to enter it into the contest when my business partner told me about it. I compiled all the lessons, I added more to it, and ended up winning the contest out of 4,000 manuscripts.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Talk about your book signing party. Let's talk about that. We have highlights of that. Just talk about how that went for you.
It was great. I had a wonderful time. I had so many friends and family members and church members. I even had a friend who flew in from the East Coast just to come to my book signing. There was such an outpouring of love and support. And
right. Let's talk about some of the issues that you talk about in the book.
Yes.
Give us a little thing about discover your sweet spot. What do you mean by that?
I believe that all of us are born with purpose wired inside of us, and I know I had a Max Lucado quote in there, who's one of my favorite authors, but I believe that that purpose is in us from the beginning, and a lot of people live their lives in frustration because they don't understand what it is. And it's all about understanding how our unique wiring shapes us for purpose. My favorite quote is by Scottish theologian rather, William Barclay. He said there's two great days in a person's life: the day we're born and the day we discover why. So it's all about discovering that why, that sweet spot. For me, it was always writing from the time that I was 14 years old, actually from younger than that. Whenever I was passionate about something, I'd have to put it in writing. And so through my life, even though I went in many different directions, I was an engineering major, I was business major, I changed. I went into banking, and after years I just noticed that whenever people wanted someone to write something, whether it's a manual, a newsletter, or anything else, or whether they wanted someone to present something, they always seemed to find me. So I finally realized that that purpose that was in me, that I recognized at 14 when I realized I wanted to be an author, was still in me, and that I had to pursue it even after decades. I still went back to my original passion, and now I'm very excited to be living in it, and I just want to help other people as a coach discover that also. Green
is the new black.
Yes.
What do you mean?
That's all about being green and appreciating what we have. A lot of times as Americans, we are the ultimate consumers. We're always buying more, and I'm guilty of it. I use myself as an example. My freezer's always packed, my cabinets, my closets. Sometimes we have to learn to just enjoy what we have instead of buying more, accumulating more. Use what we have and appreciate where we are right now.
Life lessons from the Temptations.
Yes.
Talk about that.
Well, that group had a lot of ups and downs. I'm remembering now, I had just watched the Temptations movie, and that's kind of what sparked that lesson in me. And I saw how one of the original group, and forgive me if I don't remember all the names right now, but one of the original members gave up because he didn't believe that the group was going to really make it. They were struggling a bit in the beginning, so he gave up, walked away. Of course, years later, I'm sure regretted it. And that's a lesson in how sometimes we can so easily give up on our dreams when things become difficult. There were some group members that kind of let ego take over, and so that became the focal point. Instead of having a team mentality, it became about them and to their own detriment. And so just kind of looking at some of the things that we can learn from anything, any simple thing in life can just give us a deeper meaning if we learn to apply the lessons. And there were some others, but I don't remember all of them offhand.
That's okay.
But if you read the book, right, you can get the lessons.
Oh, absolutely. Hard work makes it easy. What do you mean?
A lot of times people think that giftings are natural. I teach public speaking. It's one of the courses that I teach. And I tell my students that it all comes with practice. There are no natural speakers. I have a good friend who won the World Championship of Public Speaking out of 30,000 people around the world. First time he tried, he won. Well, it's not because he's just born a great speaker, but if he's an attorney, a pastor, he's in arenas that cause him to use that gift. So when we practice our gift and we do it over and over and over again, it looks easy to other people, but it's only because we really put the hard work in behind the scenes that we need it to really just be able to flow with our gift.
And then you say, write a prescription for healthy relationships.
Exactly. Well, I use that prescription analogy because just like anything else in life, when we have something that's not working right in our bodies, we'll go to the doctor and we find out what we need to do to fix it. And it's the same thing with our relationships. A lot of times we just give up and walk away when a lot of times things are fixable. If we apply the right things, we think about what do we need to do to make it better rather than just giving up. So there are things that we can do, like having a more positive attitude, like thinking of how other people want to be treated. And it's not just in romantic relationships, but any kinds of relationships. We have to think about what we're bringing into the relationship, not just always what we're getting. And a lot of times if we can kind of change, look at the vital signs that are going on in the relationship, see what needs to be fixed, and we can address those things, and sometimes changing our own behavior or the way we're treating people will fix the problem in the relationships.
Okay, a lot of people believe in managing your time. You say manage your priorities, not your time. Why?
Well, a lot of times our priorities are set by other people, the demands of other people, what other people expect of us, and so we're reacting to those demands. We're reacting, oh, this person needs this, or this is what's urgent. We really need to think about what's important to us, what our goals, what our priorities are, and then we need to manage around those. And sometimes we have to say no to what some people might be asking us to do, or what may look urgent may not really be what's the priority for us.
And then the last topic I want to go over with you is obey the crossing guard. What do you mean?
I'm sure, well, all of us went to elementary school at some point in our lives, and the analogy is that there's a crossing guard who stands at the intersection to tell the children when it's safe to go. That crossing guard is a lot taller, has a higher vantage point, and can see a lot of things that the young people can't see coming. She knows, or he knows, how to direct the traffic, maybe stop something that's coming that might be dangerous, tell the children when it's safe to cross. And I believe that we all have a crossing guard who directs our lives, who helps us to let us know when it's safe to proceed, when we need to slow down, sometimes even shuts a door that is not safe for us to go through. So we kind of have to learn to listen to that voice that speaks to us. And if we get really quiet and we pay attention, we can avoid some of the dangers that we might encounter in life. And then we also will be able to take advantage of the opportunities. When that door opens and it's time to go, we'll know that it's time to step forward.
Well, I can say personally, this is a fabulous read. So how can our viewers obtain a copy of Light Bulb Moments?
If they would like, they can buy it online at Amazon.com, BarnesandNoble.com. They can buy it in Barnes & Noble stores. They can get it off my website, TalayahStovall.com, or the Hay House website. You can buy, and it's available in Kindle, Nook, iTunes, or you can get a paperback copy.
Thanks a lot, Talayah.
Thanks so much, Brother Rick.